Are you still just walking for your health? To be blunt, sticking only to walking after age 50 is like leaving your aging process to chance. Have you heard people say cardio is the best as you get older? I'm sorry to say, but that common sense is wrong. Did you know that excessive cardio can actually burn away a senior's precious muscle as fuel, potentially accelerating aging? Why is it that some 70-year-olds can hike mountains with ease while others get breathless after a few steps? The difference isn't lung capacity, it's inner muscle. Today, we're going to flip everything you thought you knew about exercise on its head. The secret to looking 10 years younger isn't how much you sweat, but the intensity of resistance applied to your muscles. Take off those walking shoes for a moment and focus on this video. We're revealing the single rule of exercise that will change your later years. Welcome to Senior Health Story, where we design your healthy future together. The words I just said might have been a bit shocking, right? You might be wondering, wait, I thought walking was the best. But after hearing the story of James, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Seattle, you'll find yourself nodding in agreement. He walked more diligently than anyone, yet his body was slowly breaking down. What exactly happened to him? Let's dive in. James lived a textbook model life in rainy Seattle. Every morning, he walked for an hour around the lake through the mist. He made sure to hit 10,000 steps, and his diet was light, mostly salads and whole grains. From the outside, he looked great, no belly, fit, and healthy. His friends were envious, saying, "James, you look like you're in your 50s." But inside, James felt different. Despite his appearance, waking up in the morning became harder and harder. His knees were achy. The real shock came last month when he went to the park with his grandchildren. When his 5-year-old grandson ran to hug him, James, who used to lift him easily, felt the boy was incredibly heavy and ended up falling backward. "What's wrong with me?" James was terrified. Thinking he had finally become a feeble old man, he visited a geriatric specialist in downtown Seattle. The results were a complete reversal of his expectations. The doctor looked at his body composition chart and said, "James, your muscles are in a starvation state. Walking every day has actually become poison for you." How could this happen? Why do muscles disappear even when you walk so much? There's a medical term we must know: sarcopenia. Our muscles naturally decrease by 1% every year starting in our 40s. That's nature. But after 60, that speed becomes terrifying. The biggest mistake seniors make is clinging only to aerobic exercises like walking. Think of your body as a car. Muscle is the engine, and fat is the fuel. Cardio is great for burning fuel, but it doesn't stop the engine itself from getting smaller and worn out. In fact, if you walk excessively without enough protein, your body breaks down its own precious muscle to get energy. You're essentially stripping parts off your engine to keep the fire going. This was James's situation. By eating only salads and walking an hour a day, he maintained his weight, but his leg muscle fibers grew thin and hollow. Specifically, he lost his fast twitch muscles, which handle quick bursts of power. When his grandson hugged him, he needed that instant strength, but without those muscles, he couldn't hold his balance. According to a Harvard Medical School study, seniors who didn't perform strength training had a basal metabolic rate more than 15% lower than those who did. This means even if you eat the same, you gain weight easier and lose energy faster. Conversely, seniors who did resistance training just twice a week saw a 3% increase in bone density and a 25% improvement in insulin sensitivity. It's proof that you can live not just longer, but stronger. James decided to change his routine completely. He tied his laces and vowed, "No more just being a walking old man. I'm going to regrow my engine." The 3-3-3 rule. James didn't start with heavy barbells. He followed the 3-3-3 rule. 3 times a week, strength training requires rest for muscles to rebuild. 3 major muscle groups. Focus on legs, back, and chest. 70% of muscles are in the lower body. James replaced some walking time with squats. 3 sets per exercise. consistency is key. He did wall push-ups in his yard and sit to stands from this chair while watching TV. Most importantly, he increased his protein intake: chicken, eggs, and senior-specific protein powder. The result: 6 months later. 6 months later, on a crisp Seattle autumn morning, James met his grandkids again. When his grandson ran to him, he didn't flinch. He lifted the boy high, pretending he was an airplane.
"Grandpa, your arms are hard." Tears welled in James's eyes. It wasn't just about strength. His chronic knee pain was gone, and his confidence soared. His medical checkup showed a 12% increase in muscle mass. The doctor said, "James, your biological age is now in the mid-50s."
Everyone, aging is inevitable, but how we age is a choice. Simply walking is no longer enough to even maintain the status quo. Starting today, I challenge you to reduce your walking time by just 10 minutes and use that time for squats or wall push-ups instead. It is time to restart the engine inside your body. Muscle is the only organ that responds honestly and functions faithfully, no matter how old you get. When you build up your strength, your later years can truly become a golden age. Why not start your journey today just like James did? Senior Health Cafe will always be here to support you on every step of your healthy journey. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button. It truly means the world to us. See you in the next story.